What's up, guys? David Cashtoes here. How are you guys generating your towing and roadside assistance leads? If you're only running Google ads or if you're only running Copart cars around town, you're really limiting yourself on the amount of revenue you could possibly be generating. It's kind of like fishing with only one line in the water.
Figures. Back you go, little guy.
There's a bunch of different ways you can generate leads. You can run Google ads, you can go sign up with Copart, you can get contracted with motor clubs. If you've got a Google business listing, you can generate traffic from that as well. In a nutshell, you want to give your customers multiple ways to request your services, aka get more lines in the water.
Time to dominate!
If you're looking for another line to toss out, check out this digital dispatch system I set up. It's specifically for towing and roadside assistance businesses. It's a customizable smart form that you can put on your website. It'll automatically give the customer a quote, and if they accept the quote, they can submit the form and you'll get all the details in your email. If this is something you're interested in, go check out a free trial at cashtoes.com. Click on the forms link. One of the best things about this form is that you can completely customize it yourself. You can change the text, you can change the colors. There's a few different options you can choose from, light or dark mode. It'll allow you to make it look like it's native on your website. But let's jump into the computer and I'll run a little demo for you guys and kind of show you how it all works. Okay, so we're at cashtoes.com. We'll click on forms and then we will start a free trial here. We'll just use the Roadside IQ information to get the ball rolling on this. So we've got an email, the confirmation email sent over. We will jump over here and confirm that. And we can close out of the rest of these tabs, I think. We'll just sign in here. Great, now we're in. Once you sign in, it'll bring you right to this dashboard. I'll just give you a quick overview of all the tabs on the left-hand side here real quick. So here we're on the dashboard. It shows the total submissions that have been submitted, how much revenue you've generated, and the conversion rate. So out of all the forms that were submitted, how many did you actually complete and convert? Even though the customer might have submitted the form and wanted the service and accepted the quote and everything, things come up. So they can cancel at any time. So you got a little refresh data button up here. And once you get some jobs submitted, you'll have some recent activity down here as well. So we've got branding, service rates, billing, and documentation. And then if you click the drop down right here, we also have settings. You're going to need to configure two things right away. First, your settings and the service rates. If we click on the branding tab right here, it'll give you this warning that says configure your settings before publishing. So we can either click on complete the settings, or you can click the drop down and click on the settings here as well. So we'll finish filling this out. We'll say our phone number is 321-654-9887. Sure. The company address is really important. This is what's going to help you calculate the out of area fees. So make sure you have this set. We're just going to put 51 Colfax, which is the Minneapolis impound. Actually, that's their old impound, but we'll just use that address for right now. For the allowed domains, this is asking what website will this digital dispatching form, widget, whatever you want to call it, what website is this going to be on? So for this demo, we're just going to put it on the tocotempsite.com, which is just a staging site that I use to configure different things and test stuff out. So we'll just go ahead and click Save Settings there, and you'll see settings saved successfully. Address coordinates have been captured for out-of-area calculations. So we needed those coordinates just to make sure that the out-of-area calculation will work correctly. Okay, so now that we have our settings configured, let's jump over to the service rates section. All right, here we have a few different sections. We've got the service rates, where you will list which services you provide and what the rate is for each service. The next section we have is the additional fees and charges. We'll go through that here in a minute. And then we have the tax configuration. All right, so let's start off with the service rates. Here we can toggle these on and off. So for example, here's the live preview. This form has 6 different services. But if we come over to the service rates and maybe toggle the winching off, let's say we don't do winching and we don't do towing or fuel delivery. We'll save those changes, and then you can see that only these services are the only services that are shown. We'll just toggle those back on for now. You can also change the text. You can have it say whatever you want here. You can maybe include battery jump start or I don't know, car lockout. You can do whatever you want there. You can also change the icon. I don't have too many icons in here right now, but I will get a few more. If you guys have any requests, let me know. That's it for the icons. So the last thing here is the rate. You can change the rate to whatever you want. So let's just say, I don't know, battery jump starts 55. We'll do a car lockout for 65. Let's say a tire change 75. We'll do one towing is 125. A fuel delivery, we'll do 85. And a winch out is 150. If you want to add a new service, you can just click on the add new service button. You can toggle that on and off. You can pick that icon, name it whatever you'd want, and put the rate there. Let's say battery replacement, and we charge, I don't know, 150 for that, let's say. Sure, we'll use the wrench as the icon. So we'll save changes there. Come over to the branding tab, and you can see that battery replacement is added to the list. We'll jump back over the service rates and move on to additional fees and charges. If you're just a roadside guy, you probably won't need to set the towing mileage rates or the unloaded rates or neutral override. You'll have that toggled off, so it really doesn't matter if you set the rates or not. We'll leave it on for now. Let's just get rid of battery replacement for right now too. We'll save that. We'll make sure that keeps getting saved. Another feature I think I'm going to add is once you type in whatever you want and then click off of it, it'll automatically save. That way you don't have to keep clicking this save changes button. There's a few different little features I wanted to add, but I just kind of wanted to get this pushed out and see what you guys think of it first before I start spending a bunch of time and money on it. But anyway, let's get back to additional fees. So you've got your towing loaded rates and your towing unloaded rates. The towing loaded rate is from the vehicle location to the drop off. For that, we are charging $5 a mile, and I don't like giving any free miles, so we're going to set that to 0. And then the unloaded rate is from the company address that you set in the settings to the vehicle's location. So I charge $2 per mile, and I don't give any free miles on that either. The neutral override fee, that's obviously for the tow guys. It's kind of self-explanatory. If the vehicle doesn't go into neutral and you have to throw dollies or you have to use skates or any extra equipment, we just charge a flat rate of $50. If the customer breaks down on the highway or they need service out on the highway, that's another $50 because of the risk. And then I've also included a priority service. So if they want fast service, they can check the box and it'll cost them an extra $25. You can just set that to 0 if you don't want to charge that. It's up to you. Again, I just put that in there as kind of an incentive to maybe push the sale along a little bit more and give users, a chance to get on the top of the list if they really want. If they need service now, then they can get priority service. Okay, so now we'll move on to the out-of-area service fees. Right here is where you'll set your service radius. We'll just put 10 miles right now, and this is as the crow flies. So 10 miles straight out from wherever your company address is located. The per mile rate is added on top of the unloaded rate. So if you have a service radius of 10 miles, they'll be charged $2 per mile up to 10 miles. And then every mile after 10 miles, they'll be charged $2 per mile plus another $2 per mile for the out-of-area service rate. And then if you want to set an additional flat rate for just the vehicle being out of area, you can set that too. I hope that makes sense to you guys. It might be a little confusing, but if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments and I'll clear them up for you. And then last but not least, we've got the tax configuration. If you don't want to add tax, if you are a company that adds the taxes right into your rates, you can leave that off. Otherwise, you can toggle that on and enter your tax rate. So once we get all that set, we will save the changes and we can move on to getting this thing customized. So it's pretty ugly right now, but right here's the live preview. You can also open this for a live preview. We'll just close that for now. And then right here on the left is the 4 tabs that will customize this form. We'll just do them right in order, but you can do them in any order if you'd like. But you really won't be able to do anything with the embed until you get it all set up. So really it's these first 3 tabs. We'll just start off with the logo. Just add this hook logo, I guess. We can change the size of it. And we can also position it to the left, to the right, or to the top. If you position it to the top, it makes the form a little bit taller, so it might not fit on your page as well. So I like to just position it to the left. I think that looks fine right there. So we'll save that, and then we will jump over to the text, and we can change the text. So for demo purposes, we'll just put, "You hurry up and by, we can change the font size on this. We'll do 45, I guess. And then the subheading, you hurry up and leave. Sure. We can also change the text size on that, although it's not as big as the main text. And then these 3 check marks I just set up as features to try and help you convert a little bit better. So if you don't want them there, you can always turn them off right there with the check marks. We'll leave them on. You can change the size. I think that looks fine right there, I guess. And then you can also change the text of what it says. So we can just do quick, fast, in a hurry. That's good for now, and we will save that. Last but not least, this thing's still looking pretty ugly. So we will get this thing styled up here right now. Like I said, we're going to be using Toco temp site. Like I said, this is just a little staging site that I have. Colors are red and black on this one, and it's got the light theme. So we will stick to that. We'll do the light theme, and we will change this to red accent color. Here you can change the border radius on the corners. You can have it rounded corners or square or somewhere in the middle. I'll do square on this one. There's also a border. You can adjust the thickness or turn it off completely if you don't want it at all. We'll leave that on. I like that nice thick border. I think that looks good. And then this is a light theme. There's some black on here, but I think this might look best with this light. We'll just do kind of like a light red background there. I think that'll look nice on this site. So we'll save that. That's it. We're done with the widget. We've got to customize. All we have to do is publish it, and then we can click the embed tab right here and click generate embed code. Please don't get overwhelmed right here. This is a piece of code, but all you have to do is just copy it. And so what you're going to want to do, I don't know if you're familiar with WordPress or not, or where your site is being hosted, but it's the same principle for no matter what website you've got. What we're going to do, we'll put this form right below the hero section right here. So if you've got a WordPress site, okay, we're at home right now. We can click on the front page and we'll click edit. And then we will, that's not popping up. All right, so we'll add the plus button and look for the HTML element. No matter what website you're on, you're going to always look for the HTML element and put that in the section. And then you're going to paste that code right in that HTML element section. We're going to click save. And so when you refresh, your form populates right here. Okay, now let's just run through this form real quick and let's order a service. Let's test this thing out. So let's pretend we're going to need a tow and we want priority service. We'll click next. Right here, we'll enter the license plate number and the state, and then click this little magic button, and it will populate all the vehicle details for you, or for the customer. It'll have their VIN number, drive type, color, all that good stuff. They'll click next, and here they will click on the vehicle location, and they can either type in an address or just click on any address on the map. Our current address is right down here somewhere, 51 Colfax. But I want to show you how this out-of-area service fees are calculated. So we're going to do an out-of-area way out here in Buffalo. And then the drop-off, we'll bring it back to Minneapolis. How about? We'll say that the customer's on the highway and there will be additional fees. We'll say that the car is on fire. And we'll click next. Next, they will select if they're going to be riding with the truck. We'll just say yes. And the vehicle will not go into neutral. It's currently melted to the floorboard right now. And the keys will be in the vehicle. Good luck. Click next. And now they get the quote. On the left side is the breakdown of everything. So let's go through it real quick. They got the $125 towing hook fee. They've got $62 in unloaded fees. 0 free miles. They've got 31.9 loaded miles. And then here's their no neutral fee, their highway risk fee. Here's the out of area, and it even tells them how many miles are out of area. Here's their priority service fee, and then their subtotal. After tax, they're looking at a little over $600. The ETA I have hard coded as 30 minutes because there's really no way to calculate it without tapping into like your phone's GPS, and there's going to be a whole another calculation that would be involved with that. I think what I'm going to do is create an ETA card inside of the service rate fees. And that way you can enter your own personal estimated average ETA. So if your average ETAs are less than 30 or more than 30, you can change it and it'll populate whatever it is there. It also lets them know that this quote is an estimate and the final price may vary. That way it'll give you a little bit of cushion to negotiate, or if something comes up and you have to charge additional fees. All right, so then on the right side, we got the summary. We got the service, the vehicle, pickup location, and drop-off locations. We're just going to accept the quote, and they are almost done. They just have to enter their contact details and agree to the terms and services. I have this okay to film on YouTube question. I'm probably going to either remove it completely or just leave it as an option, whether you guys can include that in your form or not. It's kind of up to you. Just let me know in the comments. But after that, that's it. Then they will confirm the service if they agree to all of that and they enter their information. They're still on your website. This form is still being populated on your site. So after they're all set, right here's the confirmation email, their contact phone number, your contact phone number, the summary, and the total. If they want to try to get reimbursed from their insurance company, they can just click on the summary total and it will populate a printable form for them to print out for their insurance company. If they click submit another request, it will bring them back right to the first screen or the first step of the form. So the free trial comes with 5 free submits. After 5 free submissions, your account gets locked up and it self-detonates. So I would highly recommend you guys going and clicking on billing and upgrading to the Pro plan. Upgrading to Pro will give you 50 submissions a month and it will remove this little branding right here. The documentation, I mean, I pretty much walked you through everything you need to know, but if you need help, you can always look through here. I will say that all of this is AI generated. I briefly glanced through it. It all looks good to me, but if you guys see something that's off or you find a bug, you can always scroll down here and click on the contact support and just fill out this form. Let me know what's going on. If you have any screenshots or images you want to add to try to help me kind of diagnose and figure out what's going on, you can just click that here. And then, yeah, just click send message and I'll reply back right away and we'll get it fixed. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I just want to show you 2 more things. So first is the emails that were received. You'll see that the email to the customer is a service request confirmation, just to let them know that, hey, everything processed and they'll be getting a phone call here pretty soon. You know, it lists all the job details, and if they want to cancel, they can call your phone number. If they're curious as to what happens next, it kind of just breaks down on what to expect there. And then on your side, your service request form is pretty much the same. You'll also see that the emails are also the accent color that you set. So that's pretty cool too. But yeah, it'll give you all the information you need. Is the vehicle going to neutral? No. It's in the vehicle. Car's on fire. Good luck. The fee breakdown, estimated time of arrival, and next steps for you in case you're completely clueless and you're not sure what to do after you receive a submit. That's one. The last thing I want to show you is the dashboard. You can see that this is now populated. There's still no total revenue generated and there's no conversion rate because this is still pending. If you click on this call and then click complete, you can see that now there's revenue and the conversion rate is 100%. Let's say you get another call and they ended up canceling. That call total will not be added to the revenue and your conversion rate will drop to 50% because you've got one that's completed and one that's not. If you want to undo it, let's say you completed it by accident or the job hasn't been finished, you can always reopen it. Or if they cancel the job, you can always cancel it right there as well. If you want to undo that, you can undo the cancel. That's pretty much all self-explanatory, I think. Let's say for some reason you want to have all this data, you can always export the data, and now you've got a CSV file that you can download right to your computer, and you've got all the information. I'm hoping this video didn't get too long. I'm confident I went through everything with you. That's pretty much all the bells and whistles. Let me know what you guys think about this. Are there any features that you'd like implemented or taken away? Or, you know, if you found a bug or something, let me know. Reach out on the contact form. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Like I said, the reason I built this is to give you guys another line in the water. It's kind of a no-brainer in my opinion. Even if you were to get one lead off this every month, it would be worth it. The thing is you have to have a system set up in order to direct the user to this website or your form. As always, I appreciate you guys watching the videos. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments. Stay safe out there, guys.